And she castle to rescue the wee princess. Inside the spooky castle, Reddy was in for a big surprise. It's the Goon's cat. Since Reddy is now the size of a mouse, a cat could become quite a problem. So run, Reddy, run! That cat could become a catastrophe. So the chase takes place. Luckily for Reddy, he makes it to the dungeon just in time. If you call being in a dungeon lucky.
Ow! Why don't you pick on a mouse, a dog your own size? How humiliating! A dog being chased by a cat. It's a catastrophe.
Take that, you little insect.
Insect? Well, that's a fine thing to call your best friend.
Reddy, what happened to you? You been sick?
Yeah, sick of this whole leprechaun business.
Gee, Reddy, now you're one of the wee people.
There goes that wee stuff again.
How come you shrunk?
Well, that little leprechaun shrinked me so's I could find you. But when I found you, wham!
Well, you do look like an insect.
Very funny. While you're laughing, see if you can laugh your way out of here.
It's no laughing matter, Reddy. We can't get out of here without a key.
And I can't get out with that cat there. How about that, Ruff? The cat's gone. Oh, where's the key? I'll go fetch it.
Well, I figure the Goon's got the key, see? Find the Goon, and you'll find the key.
Yeah, find the Goon, and the Goon finds me.
But, Reddy, we gotta get that key, and it's up to you.
So you volunteered me. Okay. Ooh, which way to the Goon?
Through that door is the only way out.
So long, partner. Don't think it hasn't been fun, 'cause it hasn't.
Good luck, Reddy.
As Reddy goes after the Goon, the cat goes after Reddy. And the chase is on again.
Run, Reddy, run!
Suddenly, Reddy remembers he's still a dog, so he acts like a dog. And takes the poor pussycat by surprise. But the cagey cat soon realizes he's been tricked, so the worm turns, but not before Reddy's made it safely to the door. Wow! Reddy just made it by a cat's whisker. He's safe on the other side of the door, but guess who's on the same side Reddy's on?
Oh, it's the Goon.
Poor Reddy, face to face with the Goon. So soon. So tune in, Going, Goon. The next episode of Rough and Reddy.
We'll be there. Now, a brief look at the weather. It'll be a frosty start this morning for central and southern Scotland, with freezing fog in some places. Northern Scotland will be brighter and milder. Much of England and Wales will have a cloudy morning, with a chance of brighter spells in the southern parts.
And this afternoon it'll be very cold where the fog lingers, struggling to get above freezing in parts of central Scotland. The rest of Scotland will have brighter spells, temperatures ranging from 0 to 6 degrees Celsius. England and Wales will continue to be mainly cloudy, with the best chance of bright periods in the south and more sheltered western districts. Temperatures will reach a maximum of 9 degrees Celsius, 48 degrees Fahrenheit. The outlook: rain in the west, sunny spells in the east.
We didn't read that very well this morning.
We need Ulrika back.
Not happy with our reading of that. Now then, after the news.
After the news, we're going back to our special music review, and today we look at the musical event of the 80s, Live Aid.
And at Prince, and at Madonna, and at Jacko. But right now it's 7:30, time for the latest news headlines with Lisa Aziz. Good morning to you, Lisa.
Hello, Mike. Good morning. At least 7 people have died in a powerful earthquake on Australia's east coast. Up to 100 people have been injured, and the death toll is expected to rise. Many of the quake's victims were crushed as dozens of buildings collapsed in the city of Newcastle. Tremors from the quake, measuring 5.5 on the Richter scale, were felt 75 miles away in Sydney, where there were power cuts. Romania's new leaders have told secret police gunmen they must surrender by this afternoon or face death. The interim government says Romania will never return to communism and has promised free elections by April. But they face a mass protest today from students who are angry that former supporters of the dead dictator Nicolae Ceausescu still have government jobs. The United Nations General Assembly meets today to discuss the crisis in Panama. They're expected to demand the immediate withdrawal of US forces. Meanwhile, in Panama City, American troops are still surrounding the Vatican embassy, where the deposed dictator Manuel Noriega has taken refuge. Home now, and in Glasgow, a bylaw is expected to be passed today to ensure children under 16 aren't put in charge of dangerous dogs. These include Rottweilers, Dobermans and Alsatians. The legislation follows a spate of dog attacks in the area. It'll also ban telescopic leads for dogs in public places and restrict leads to a metre long. And finally, a new survey describes Britain as rich and getting richer. The Mori poll says 64% of people now own their own homes, 73% have central heating, 1 in 10 people have 2 holidays abroad every year, and 1 in 20 drive a luxury car such as a Jaguar or BMW. And those are the news headlines so far this morning. It's now 7:32. Back to Lorraine.
Lisa, thank you. Now, today we are continuing our look at the music of the past decade, and we're going to look at what many see as the musical event of the 80s, Live Aid, with, of course, the help of our own Paul Gambaccini.
Yes, Live Aid, of course, inspired by the plight of the starving in Ethiopia. Well, sadly, pop music has again had to come to their aid with the release of this year's Christmas #1, the re-recorded version of Do They Know It's Christmas.
So, after the break, more on the decade's biggest concert. But first, let's look at the top 5 albums of the 1980s.
We got some install microwave ovens, custom kitchen delivery.
There are big reductions at the VHS sale. Don't be late.
It's so soft. It's so strong. It's a knockout. New Kleenex Velvet Bathroom Tissue.
We want blue stripes, we want white, we want the red stripes, but that's all right. As you can see, Aquafresh has all 3. Aquafresh is for the family.
The red stripe helps fight plaque and protects gums. The white stripe has fluoride to fight decay. And there's a blue stripe for fresh breath. So Aquafresh gives 3-in-1 protection for your family.
Brush, brush, red stripe, blue stripe, white. Brush, brush, gurgle, gurgle, it's just right. Aquafresh has to be the only one with all 3. 3-in-1 protection for your family.
You got a big day ahead, but the groom's just got out of bed.
You're not ready?
Oh, my clock stopped. Waste, better get that taste. Get the Maxwell House in your car. Get the Max. It's the best way of waking up. Get the Max. Maxwell House is the way to the taste of today. Now you gotta make tracks, no time to relax.
Hurry up, we'll just make it. Perhaps I should phone. Give her a ring when you get there.
Get the Max.
Are you feeling dull, glum, green and slimy and horrible? Well, you need the Sun and Sun Pat Peanut Butter. 93% peanuts and 100% nutritious. Try some and say goodbye to the old you.
Now you're talking. Smart, eh?
Sun Pat, the only one with added sun.
Cats love to be clean. Now there isn't a cleaner cat litter than new Catsan. Catsan works differently from ordinary litters. Each absorbent white granule neutralizes odor before it has a chance to develop. New Catsan hygiene litter absorbs before odor can develop.
Now's a good time to add to their winter wardrobe.
So microwave.
Hello, welcome back. Now, perhaps the most important musical event of the 80s was the Live Aid concert. Let's go back now to 1985 and let Bob Geldof remind us all of the circumstances which brought it about.
I asked on Simon Bates' show that everyone make it the biggest selling record ever. It's easy. You know, you've got 4 weeks to do this, of course, in 3 weeks. I mean, the subsequent stuff, everybody knows about people buying 50 records and giving 49 back. Butchers ringing me up and saying they've got a shop front window, can they stock the record and put it in their window? Fortnum and Mason's ringing up and saying, are we allowed to sell records? You know, and the restaurant down there is selling 2,000 in a day.
That a piece of plastic 7 inches across with a hole in the middle is the price of someone's life.
Bacini is with us to talk about all the events. Morning to you, Paul.
Good morning.
What a wonderful day that was. It was great.
Well, it was a fantastic day.
Yeah.
And I was so proud of all the broadcasters and artists. I was taking part in the transmission of that, and I was backstage doing interviews with people, and no one panicked. Now, when you realize that there was no rehearsal, there was no run-through for that. It was the world global concert, the first one ever, so you couldn't rehearse it. And everyone went there, and no one freaked out. Even Elvis Costello reading the lyrics off the back of his hand, if you remember that. Everyone came through. It was wonderful because they all did it for Bob, and that was an incredible case of singleness of spirit. Everyone was there doing it for Bob. The Who got together again.
Yeah.
They actually all felt it.
They were doing it for Bob, but as well as that, a lot of careers were revitalised by that concert, weren't they?
Well, if you looked at the album charts in the months afterwards, you saw incredible surges in sales for Queen's Greatest Hits and U2 albums in particular. The BBC audience polls showed that after the transmission of Live Aid, which was their most watched program ever, just after the royal wedding, you saw that Queen were favored as the group who'd done the best by 2/3 of the viewers. Now, that's a staggering thing. But Freddie Mercury, coming on against doctor's orders, because he wasn't a well man that day, played to the audience and to the camera, and he actually dominated the proceedings in this country. Interestingly enough, in Philadelphia, it was that duet between Tina Turner and Mick Jagger, which was considered the best. But here it was Queen who did the best, and the sales showed subsequently.
That's right. I think the British end was better than the American end.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. That is not a controversial statement. Because not only did the idea originate here, but most of the artists who got on board early were British. You see, in America, there's so many political considerations between managements, and so many artists wondering whether it's a good career move or not. You know, by the time something like this has to be put together quickly, they've missed the boat. Indeed, it was the saddest statement of the whole affair that it was the black American stars who didn't participate. You notice that very few of them were there. Patti LaBelle took part, but where was Prince? Where was Michael Jackson? Where was the saintly Stevie Wonder even? For this event, they all missed it. They all had their own excuses, some of which were quite curious. Prince said that he was afraid of being assassinated, for example. Yeah. But nonetheless, the support came from Britain, and half the stars who took part in Philadelphia were British, like that Led Zeppelin Reformation, if you remember that. And Phil Collins, of course, flew over.
That was incredible, wasn't it? He played in both.
That's right. He played here, then he flew over on Concorde, and he played for Led Zeppelin and played on his own in Philadelphia.
And there was a lot of more spawned from that as well, because we had We Are the World, the American one, and then Mick Jagger and David Bowie had their record as well.
Dancing in the Street got to #1, and that was another charity record. And incidentally, let's also give some thanks to Wham. You showed George Michael in there, George and Andrew, because they gave the proceeds of Last Christmas, which was the record held off #1 by Band Aid, Do They Know It's Christmas. They gave that for famine relief. You know, it's funny, but that's the best-selling #2 in history. Last Christmas never got to #1, but it's the 6th bestseller of the decade.
It was a wonderful event. I'll never forget, it was great, wasn't it?
It was superb, and funny enough, rather than making points about America versus Britain, I think one of the great points is the closeness of the two countries, actually, and the intermingling of the two.
And those Russian bands took part as well, bands
of course, you know, it was that global nation. You may remember the cut-ins from all the foreign countries. I mean, for example, the Australian, we're talking about Australia this morning because of the earthquake. Remember Australia had their cut-in in the Soviet Union. I mean, it was a nightmare. I remember when Bryan Adams was on, and he went down from Philadelphia, the signal went down, and I filled, because you had to talk live, and then afterwards... Yes, that's right.
It's the unthinkable.
It's the unthinkable. And then I was told, no, you mustn't give the credit card numbers to Russia. They're unhappy about that.
Paul, we're talking, and Lorraine, we're talking, aren't we, about a superstar event, but in the 80s have been lurking three huge superstars, which we touched on there.
The Isobars?
Less happy... No, yes, not the Isobars, Paul. Right. We're talking about Madonna, Prince, the great Michael Jackson. After the break, the three biggest superstars then of the decade, including Madonna. By the way, she spent more weeks in the charts than anyone else.
Beecham's Hot Lemon comforts colds, fights flu symptoms fast.
It's the ELS Best of Both Worlds sale with massive discounts plus nothing to pay for 6 months. The ELS sale is on now.
Playing with things like paste.